Hello there everyone and welcome to another Monday Dev Diary for the Imperator Invictus mod. If you're not aware of this mod, it is an attempt by the modding community for Imperator Rome to keep the game alive with a massive mod filled to the brim with flavorful additions to the game and some bug fixes perhaps, and also just some nice stuff to have. And today I have another Dev Diary for you. This is the third Dev Diary. Both of the previous Dev Diaries are also on my channel. If you want to see me go over those as well, link in the description to the playlist. But today we're going to be looking at a Macedonian mission tree. That could be very interesting. Also, this looks like a little bit of a different colour to a standard Macedon. We'll see what that's all about as well. Let us jump in to the Dev Diary. Here we go. So, again, this is being posted by Snowlet, the lead dev on the mod, or I guess the mod pack. He's also the main developer of the Bronze Age Reborn mod, so he's got his stuff together. But today we're going to be looking at Dev Diary 3, Salvete Readers. We're once again back with another weekly developer diary. Today, GMB 360 will be showcasing our so-called background system, along with some example art that will accompany it. Our Kyrios will be the first to show off some of our work related to mission trees, and finally, some new Illyrian deities will be introduced. So, going on to the background system, which we did have teased in a previous Dev Diary. Hello there, dear readers. This week features our custom background system, so let's jump right into it. As mentioned in the first Dev Diary, we've got a link to that, lovely. We'll go to that in a moment. We debuted the special background for Alexandria made by Nerdman3000. This art serves as a special background for character portraits if certain conditions are met. Unlike in the base game, this custom background applies to every character that is positioned in a territory that has special background designation. So let's say Antigonus I captures Alexandria and makes it his capital. The following new background will be applied, and we can see obviously the lighthouse of Alexandria in the background for Antigonus, which is kind of cool, not gonna lie. Let's quickly jump over to the first Dev Diary, as I think there is some larger art going on there. Yeah, we can see the entirety of this in the government screen as well, which is nice. You can see obviously the lighthouse there in the background, lovely little statue of a pharaoh, got a little bit of a harbour. It's so nice. It's such a lovely piece of art. I'm so here for it. I am so here for it. So, this amazing new feature also applies to navies, legions, or mercenaries that are stationed in a port or within the city tile. As soon as they move out of the territory, the background will change according to their new location. So we have this naval commander here, also stationed in Alexandria, and he has the lighthouse in the background. That's super cool. That is super duper cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Something that's also important to mention is that the custom background system will also apply to minor characters that are in your court, and local governors. So let's say, for example, your capital is not in Alexandria, but instead in Memphis. As arguably the second most important city of Egypt, we thought Memphis deserved some extra attention, and so it will have unique background art that will appear if you make Memphis your capital. It'll also appear for any governor in charge of the territory. If you appoint a governor to Lower Egypt, he will get the background of the region's capital, which in this case would be the province of Memphis. So we have here in the background for his artwork the pyramids of Giza, which is very nice indeed. Just a quick moment. It's something that I had not thought of before. I think maybe we're talking about the wrong province. It's Memphis. Is that not the one just to the south of it? We're looking at Babylon Egyptu. I think that is the case. Let me just have a quick scan. Yeah, Memphis is here. It's Babylon Egyptu that has the wonder. And I should point out that this is my fault. Yeah, that's the one with the wonder. I should point out that this is my fault. I have access to these Dev Diaries before they are posted, and it's my job to kind of look over them and see if there's any mistakes. This is one that I've only just noticed. It's not Memphis. It should be Babylon Egyptu, because that's the one with the wonder. I'll let the devs know about that if they don't see this video first. Sorry, guys. Anyway, moving on. My bad. The new background system works for all provinces that have a special background, and though we plan on developing many more backgrounds than just the ones we've shown, we do not want to reveal everything just yet. If players spend some time looking, you may find some Easter egg backgrounds around the world. So basically look for special locations that you may see some. I don't know where these are, so I'm just going to be listing some kind of special places that I think maybe should have special background art. I'm thinking of places like Athens and having the Acropolis in the background. I'm thinking of places like Rhodes with the Colossus. I'm thinking, basically all of the world wonders, I think should have some special art in the background. But places that don't have, that aren't wonders, I think maybe Carthage could have something special, although it does have like the Kothon. We could possibly have the Kothon in the background, but I'm sure Carthage could get something special there too. Where else would be a good place? Other than the wonders, I'm not really thinking of anything. Maybe like Taxila, have the temple at Taxila be in the background. Something like that would be really cool. Just some, Easter eggy places, would be really nice. Stonehenge. Having that in the background if you're playing as, say, Icenia and you have that as your capital. Caneo, I think the province is called. Something like that would be really cool, and I'm totally here for it. That is a beautiful idea. I love it. Now, if you think that's it, you are mistaken. As last week's teaser indicated, we've also created a new background for characters leading an army. In this example, we shall take a look at Rome. We have the Roman guy here. I know this guy, Publius Sempronius Sophus. I'm almost certain that's his name, and I'm going to... I don't need to check. His name is right here. I swear I did not read this when I guessed his name. I wasn't really a guess, it was just from memory. But anyway, you know what? I'm going to take it. So, Publius Sempronius Sophus here with some beautiful, beautiful artwork in the background. A lovely little Roman war tent. Obviously, he's got a lot of this stuff covering kind of the more good-looking stuff. Maybe this image could be flipped horizontally. Is it horizontally? No, vertically. No, horizontally. Flipped horizontally so we can see some, there's a bit more detail on this side. Maybe if that could be flipped over here, that might be a bit nice. Although we probably see it in the government screen, perhaps. Oh, no, maybe not. This is just for characters leading an army, so maybe it wouldn't be in the government screen. But, having that flipped around, that might be a cool thing to have, just because a lot of the detail of this piece is sort of hidden behind these, like, semi-transparent boxes. As you can see, when a commander is leading an army on the field, he'll get what we're calling the war tent background. Now, a cool thing about this feature is that while levies or legions led by your ruler default to the war tent background, the new system will always prioritize the unique provincial background if an army occupies a tile with a special background. So, for example, we're talking Publius Sempronius Sophus here. He's going to have this war tent background. However, if he manages to make his way down to Alexandria, then he will see the Alexandrian background instead. So it is going to be overwritten. That's really cool. That is super duper cool. Unfortunately, the system currently does not consider levies led by governors for these parameters. That's because the governors are technically programmed to always occupy their respective regional capital and not actually where the army is located. So maybe the ruler thing is something to do with the mod that allows ruler-led legions. Maybe that's some way that they've managed to fiddle around with it. Or maybe it's possible as standard without without too much fiddling. I don't know. I don't mod. I'm mod inept. So everything that these guys are doing is magic to me. I'm not gonna lie. This seems to be a hard-coded issue on the base version of Imperator, but rest assured we're trying to fix this as soon as possible. Until then, as long as they are leading an army, a governor will keep the war tent background no matter where he is. We plan to add the unique war tent background art for several nations. For the initial release, there will be war tents for Rome and the Diadochi, or I keep getting comments about how I mispronounce Diadochi. So you can take your pick: Diadochi, Diadochi, and also Diaduchai. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. I'm probably going to still call it Diadochi. Just deal with it. I pronounce everything perfectly first time. We know this. This is something we've gone over time after time after time. I pronounce everything perfectly. Anyway, and both will also be the focus of most of the new unique backgrounds you'll see in the initial release. Lovely stuff. You may be asking what happens to those countries who don't have a unique war tent background. Well, they will instead get generic war tent background, which will not be specific to any particular country. For the initial release, there will be different war tent backgrounds for monarchies, republics, and tribal governments. As an example of one of these generic backgrounds is below. You'll see what our generic monarchy war tent background looks like. I do find the idea that they've used Thrace as the example kind of funny, because Thrace would fall under the Diadochi. Maybe Thrace doesn't yet have its own unique art implemented. Maybe they could have chosen something like Armenia instead. I don't know. Using Thrace is a bit... yeah, they're, you know what I'm talking about, right? They're this one. Anyway, lovely stuff. I mean, it's certainly more flavorful. Having the war tent there, if you're leading an army going to war, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And this looks like also it is for legions as well, because this is a legate, which is, the commander of a legion, not a levy. So that's kind of cool. Finally, before we move on from the subject of character backgrounds, one interesting feature that we're currently in the process of working on is that Rome will be currently a bit unique from other countries in getting new backgrounds, in the sense that it will have, in fact, 2 unique character backgrounds for its capital, rather than simply 1 unique background for its capital. For consuls, co-consuls, and party leaders, the background that will be displayed for them will be that of a new, unique Roman Senate Chambers background. Lovely stuff. But for every other Roman character who's currently in Rome, they'll get a unique background that is instead showcasing the city of Rome. Okay, so if you are someone who would frequent the senatorial chambers, then you will have the Senate chambers in your background art. But if you're not, then you won't, and you'll just be in the city of Rome. That's kind of cool. I like it. That is certainly nice. Both getting some unique art is all good by me, for sure. As for now, though, this dual background system will be exclusive to the Roman Republic, at least for the initial release, but may eventually expand into other locations in the future as the mod develops. Alright, lovely. So to give you finally one tease before we go, here's a look at the art for the City of Rome background mentioned above. That's some nice artwork. Not gonna lie, that is pretty tasty. That is quite nice indeed. I will say, I'm a big fan that they're keeping the art style relatively similar. So this kind of is that watercolor? I think that's watercolor, and it's certainly very much akin to the kind of artwork we've got for Alexandria. That it definitely looks to be the same. This is a little bit this artwork and this artwork seem to be around about the same. They're maybe war tents can be a little different. I don't know. I mean, it's still nice artwork. I'm not gonna lie, it's still nice artwork. But it'd be nice if they were all in the same art style, perhaps. This certainly fits nicely with the art that we've seen for Alexandria, though. So that's nice. So we also have a Macedon mission tree rework from Archerios. He's a Hellenic modder of the team. Today we'll introduce the new Macedonian mission trees, with the first one being focused on the old Macedonian heartland. The updated mission includes familiar tasks such as expanding trade, constructing particular buildings, founding cities, and developing resources, as well as accomplishing some new tasks that utilize the heirs of Alexander features and decisions, such as improving metalworking in the Thessalian League, gaining several modifiers, and new mining goods. The tree shares some similarities to the Egyptian mission features in the heirs of Alexander as well. So we've got the Lighthouse of Greece with a bunch of stuff in there, very nice. We also have, it's actually a fairly chunky one. Decently long, lovely little mission tree. Anything interesting sounding in here? Develop in Thessalonica, City of Philip's nice, Pride of Cassander. Expanding Pharsalus, very nice. Alright, cool, good stuff. Without giving too much away, the second part of the tree has some tasks with some significant rewards. The spoiler tag, I think this is telling you what exactly is in the mission. There's going to be a link to this dev diary. If you would like to see what is underneath this spoiler, feel free to go down at the comments, click the link, and then you'll be able to read it yourself. I'm not going to spoil things for people who don't want them spoiled, though. The final mission rework for Macedon is related to Pella and serves as today's Twitter teaser, following our Twitter manager's Vespasian's stream. So Vespasian, if you don't know, is a friend of mine. He streams Imperator quite frequently over on Twitch. He's also the Twitter manager for the Invictus mod. So if you see any of the Twitter teasers from the Invictus mod, that is where they're coming from. And also there will be a link to the Invictus Twitter account in the description below, so go give it a follow. And yeah, we've got some more missions here beyond the Rhodopes, which is looking cool as well. The main goal of that tree will be expanding into Thrace and Moesia. Thus, the first central mission will give you the opportunity to gain Thracian subjects by convincing them to defect, while giving Thrace the opportunity to retaliate. The final goal will be to gain control over all the lands on the southern bank of the Danube and to the western side of the Bosporus. There's more to come in the future, but that's all I'll be sharing today. And finally, we have some new Illyrian deities. Likewise, one of Macedon's oldest foes, the Illyrians of the Balkans, are going to get a new set of deities. They gain access to 12 new deities for all 4 categories. I don't know if that's 3 split between 4 categories, or it's 12 each. I imagine it's probably 3 for each. Yeah, it's probably 3 for each. Alright. Lovely stuff. We got Armatus, Vidasus, Tadenus, Dracon, and Dracana. Holy crap. Pop growth and recovery speed. That's not too bad. That's really good, actually. Discipline and morale of armies. That Armatus is a really nice one. Holy crap, that's really good. Hostile attrition. Incredibly weak. Incredibly weak. That's not something I would ever recommend anyone take. Food is... I mean... replace. It's a solid replace. It's a solid replace, not gonna lie. Tadenus here. Integrated culture happiness 4% is quite nice, not gonna lie. Popularity gain, probably wouldn't click a button for it. But certainly Armatus and Dracon and Dracana, these are pretty good. These are pretty good. The Illyrians don't have a unified or uniform pantheon. The only consistent themes were the worship of the sun or sun god, which is sometimes named Tadenus, though his name might have only been used by some select Illyrians. Another common feature in the Illyrian pantheon in southern Illyria is the worship of snakes, manifesting in the tribal names referring to such beasts or devouring, like a snake. Such snakes with claws were called seti, so like Cetus, by the ancient authors, and were a popular theme in the southern part of Illyris. So the names Dracon and Dracana, a divine cetacean couple, were passed down to us. This is also why, if you have seen the film Alexander, which personally I think is really, really good, some people really hate it though, I like it, Angelina Jolie plays the character of Olympias, which is Alexander the Great's mother, and she was Illyrian, and she played with snakes a whole bunch. So, yeah, that's why she has snakes in that movie, is because Illyrians loved snakes. Other new deities include Anzotica, Diapeturos, Thana, accompanied by Vidasus, and Bindus. Sure, all of those sounds amazing. I know very little about Illyrian gods, so I'm just going to say, good job. These deities, however, do not apply for the Messapians, the Illyrians who crossed the Adriatic and settled in southern Italy. For them, Greek deities are attested, only with a slight name change. Zeus for Zeus, Demeter for Demeter, Aphrodite Lahona for Aphrodite. Therefore, Messapians get those 3 renamed deities as well as the Greek names, as the slightly modified names of other deities sadly weren't recorded. Finally, we'll end with a minor change for the Rhaetians, who get used to the Etruscan deity names, as they both spoke Tyrcenian languages and no unique Rhaetian deity names were so far recovered. Lovely stuff. If the talk of the Messapians piques your interest on the relationship between the Greeks and the barbarians, you should be enjoying what's in next week's Dev Diary. We'll be introduced to this event. And this is a bit of a tease. What do you think this is in reference to? Firstly, try and think whereabouts on the map we are. Have a look at the style of the flag. And just have a think. Just have a think of what this could possibly be. But yeah, that is it for this Dev Diary. We're going to welcome Trace169, Eric G, Scheherazade, and Sea Lion Forever to the mod team, but we will leave you with that. That is today's Dev Diary. So, what did you guys think? Are you excited for Imperator Invictus? Do you like these changes that have currently been shown to us? I am pretty excited for this mod. I would like to play with it. I have not yet played with it, and I want to. Looking forward to it. It's great to see the Imperator mod community persevere in the face of overwhelming abandonment. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. So if you would like to keep up to date with all the news and updates for the Imperator Invictus mod, sub to the channel. That works. You could also follow the Imperator Invictus Twitter account, link in the description. Go and have a look at the forum thread itself. There was also a link to that in the description. And yeah, just keep an eye out. Keep playing Imperator. #SaveImperator. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.